Hundreds of miles away near the Mexican-Guatemalan border, John Major Jenkins believes he's already discovered the true meaning of the Mayan prophecy. And he says it has nothing to do with the doomsday. Jenkins has come with us to the early Mayan site of Izapa, where he says the 2012 date originated, and where he hopes to find proof that the Maya meant 2012 to be a rebirth. He takes us to an area where the ancient Maya held sports competitions.
Here we have the throne on the west end of the ball court at Izapa. This is the most important monument for understanding what 2012 means. On the front of the throne, you have the solar godhead being reborn from between the legs, and the entire throne points down the lengthwise axis of the ball court to where the sun rises in 2012 in union with the dark rift in the Milky Way. It's over that horizon that the convergence of the solstice sun and the dark rift in the Milky Way occur in 2012.
The galactic alignment happens only once every 26,000 years. But why did the Maya choose this exact spot to play their ball game? As for the ball court, Jenkins says the point of the game is to act out this alignment of the sun and the center of the Milky Way.
The ball game was more than just a demonstration of athletic prowess. It symbolized the mystery play of the Maya creation mythology.
In the Mayan creation myth, the hero twins, as they are known, seek to avenge their father, who was beheaded by a selfish deity known as Seven Macaw.
So when the ball goes through the goal ring, that's like when the head of the father of the hero twins gets placed back on his body because he had been decapitated. The ball game is basically about the resurrection of the father of the hero twins. It's also about the rebirth of the sun, but it's this world age story. It's this mystery play that speaks to the world age process. So it's really about the rebirth of the world at the end of the cycle.
Jenkins believes it's crystal clear the Mayan prophecy is a message of hope. Whether we heed that message is up to us.
We have the free will choice to choose transformation and renewal, or we can choose to curl up and succumb to fear.
Jenkins is racing against the clock to combat what he says is a growing wave of fear. Ahead, we'll meet some of those people who are anxious about a 2012 doomsday. They're making drastic plans, preparing for the worst, when 2012 Startling New Secrets returns. With December 21st, 2012 fast approaching, the race is on to decode the mystery of what, if anything, will happen on that date. Our investigation in Egypt is at a critical stage. Tantalizing clues hint of a massive structure beneath the sands here at Hawara. Could it be the ancient labyrinth some believe contains secrets about a past cataclysm and how to survive a future one? As tempting as it is, we're prohibited from excavating here without permission from the Egyptian government, something difficult to obtain. However, we are permitted to survey the site using ground-penetrating radar. It's a non-invasive technique which shows what lies underground if the conditions are right. Dr. Mohammed Abbas downloads the data he and his team gathered today and begins to analyze it.
We'll start the filtering now. Processing. Applying 2D filter, background removal. This line is reflecting a very normal condition for the ground, no anomalies.
Nothing there. With the groundwater so near the surface, it's difficult to get a clear picture of what's beneath us. So far, the data reveal no anomalies, which means no sign of a possible labyrinth. Suddenly, Abbas sees something intriguing.
I can't judge 100%, but there is very faint hyperbolic shape here.
You see something?
Here.
So potentially we're looking at something that hasn't been seen by anyone in thousands of years.
Yes, but I can't say it 100% due to the interference of underground water.
So we're going to look at the next line.
In the same
the
position.
same thing, then you got something.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. So this is a potential anomaly here.
Possible, yes.
Okay.
Nothing here.
Nothing there? This is tedious and frustrating, isn't it?
Of course, yes. You are expecting to catch something and then you lost everything. Anyway.
It's like fishing.
Despite some promising leads, our nets come up empty. More radar surveys will need to be conducted before anyone can say for certain whether the labyrinth lurks beneath the sand here.
So far, nothing about 2012 and how to survive it has been revealed here. But not everyone is waiting for the answers to emerge from the sands of Egypt. Some believe there are governments across the globe quietly moving forward with plans to prepare for and even prevent whatever might happen in 2012.
Richard C. Hoagland is chief among those who believe that world governments figured out some time ago that cataclysms happen in cycles, and that the Earth could be in grave danger around the year 2012. He suspects that the Cold War, the War on Terror, even the American bank bailout could be part of a pattern to hide preparations underway since the late 1940s.
On the one hand, you can't tell people they're all going to die. On the other hand, you got to do something. So yes, in a nutshell, if you had an incredibly impossible problem to solve, you would have to come up with an incredibly impossible solution that would mislead, misdirect, motivate, and keep secret the results, all of which would be focused on either saving everyone or, barring that, saving a select few.
According to Hoagland's theory, this massive cover-up started with earth-shaking discoveries made by an Air Force major and his squadron in the mid-1940s.
These items belonged to my father, Major Maynard E. White, when he was up in Alaska commanding the 46th Recon Squadron.
In 1946, with the Cold War unfolding, Ken White's father, Maynard White, seen here in footage taken during an Arctic mission, was tapped to lead the 46th Reconnaissance Squadron, the United States' first strategic air command unit. The squadron's primary mission, to assess the Soviet air threat.
If there was going to be a confrontation between us and the Soviets, it would be over the polar cap and through Alaska, the shortest route between potential adversaries.
Unfortunately for Major White, magnetic compasses, vital in traditional navigation, are useless so close to the magnetic North Pole. So he and his men had to devise an entirely new way to navigate, using grids, a system that's still in use today.
He opened up the Arctic, not just to world aviation, but also to military aviation.
In the process of developing this new system, White's unit made a startling discovery, one with potential implications for 2012.
What they found was that the magnetic North Pole, after they tried to pinpoint it, was 200 miles north of where they expected it to be. This information they took to the Pentagon.
Unlike the geographic North Pole, which is a fixed point determined by the Earth's rotational axis, the magnetic North Pole results from the swirling motion of Earth's molten inner core and is prone to wander. Follow-up research found that since the 1800s, the magnetic North Pole has shifted hundreds of miles closer to the geographic North Pole. Ken White says that in monthly meetings held at the Pentagon, government scientists worried what would happen when the two poles coincided. According to White, they contracted Dr. Paul Seipel to carry out Earth model studies to answer this question.
Here's my father and here's Paul Seipel. He was the one who headed up the Pentagon studies and the RAND Corporation studies on the foot of the Earth.
Seipel's findings showed that as the two poles sought to align, the magnetic pole would shoot around the geographic pole and land at the equator.
When the flip occurs, the electromagnetic field and the magnetized crust shift with it, causing the Earth's crust to shift.